What's up guys, welcome to Rocket League Cheat Codes, the show where I show you underutilized, overpowered mechanics in Rocket League that you should be using in your game. This video is about consistent pre-flip flicks. Since I don't want this video to be a discussion about the name of this mechanic, I have my thoughts about it pinned in the comments. Anyway, there's a good chance you've done this mechanic before. Maybe on purpose, maybe on accident, but either way, I want to highlight today why this mechanic is a powerful tool for any 1v1 situation, and probably more consistent than you think. I hope by the end of this video, I will have convinced you to try this out in your games as well. In the background, you're seeing some uncut footage from me doing this mechanic in free play. I'm guessing you probably didn't expect this mechanic to be as consistent as it is. If you follow the steps I'm about to explain, you should be able to do this mechanic just as consistently after a bit of practice. For step 1, I start off with doing a very short jump. This makes sure the ball doesn't go too high in the air and flies away from my car. Step 2 is I angle my car backwards a bit. This makes sure that your car doesn't already angle forwards whenever you jump, and also make sure to slowly nudge the ball up to the correct position where you can do the flick. For step 3, I start angling my car forwards, and I make sure to flip at the exact right time to get the pre-flip flick. This timing takes a bit of practice, but it's possible to learn it relatively quickly. Make sure that you don't angle your car too far down during this step, as it will make you flip backwards. Also make sure to boost down if necessary to get your car in the right position for the flick. You can also experiment with cancelling your flip before uncancelling it, kind of like a controlled musty flick. This makes the flick both more controllable and unpredictable, while still allowing you to get a lot of power on it. When starting out, I recommend practicing it with longer cars. While it's totally possible to do it with an Octane hitbox, for me it felt a lot more inconsistent and harder to perform. That might of course also be because I main the Jaeger 619, which has a hybrid hitbox. Now let's get into what makes this flick so good for 1v1 situations. First of all, it's of course very unexpected. If you've had someone score this kind of flick against you, you know exactly what I mean, and you probably felt a bit cheated. Your opponent will think you've messed up your flick, while secretly you still flick the ball up in the air, but just a bit later. This delay is usually enough to startle opponents and not give them enough time to react and save the ball. Second, it uses barely any boost, while arguably being as effective as something like a 45-degree flick or a Moxie flick. I've done this flick numerous times directly off of kickoff without any problems. This makes it good for when you end up in a low boost dribble situation, and it makes it easier to recover in case the opponent saves it or in case you mess it up. One more thing you might be wondering is why I do this mechanic straight on, instead of using a diagonal flip. The reason is simply consistency and speed of recovery. However, doing this mechanic with a straight flip instead of a diagonal flip sometimes also sends the ball straight to the side. Usually this is good, as it makes for an even more irredeemable flick for the opponent. Alright, that was it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts about this mechanic in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more. Also stay tuned for the next episode, as it will be a very special one. Bye!
Come here for no reason. I can't help this feeling. I shouldn't think at all.